Bruno Fernandes, but
manager will not admit it, but boys are out on their feet, giving absolutely everything. Yuri's obviously coming back, playing through the pain barrier. Some of us are sort of half men out there, but this play's got us going. When we got the second goal, Big John, he's a bit nuts. He's a nightmare sometimes to have in your team, but he's got moments of quality. The second one wasn't a bit of quality, but the first one was a top finish, and we'll need to try and keep his feet on the ground the next couple of days.
That was some substitution that was made, but for you, Yuri, I mean, it was a little bit shell-shocked around here when you conceded with that own goal with Emi Martinez, but once you fired them level, the momentum seemed to swing your way.
Yeah, I think we created a couple of chances after that. Unfortunately, we didn't score, but in the end, we got the draw. Like John said here, we fought right until the end, and that's the most important thing. It's the mentality that we have.
It was such an open game, so much activity going on in both boxes.
It was, yeah. Unfortunately, we couldn't score more because we felt like we deserved a couple more goals, especially in the first half, and then still a chance to make it 4-3 at the end. So, yeah, it's unlucky, but we'll take the draw.
John, when you say it's been tough, we know it's been really busy with Europe as well. How difficult was it to lift yourself with the injuries and the setbacks that you've had for this night tonight?
No, I don't think it's been difficult for us as players. We've got, I don't know about Yuri, he might have played with Anderlecht in the Champions League, but there's some of us that have never been close to Champions League football in our life, so the goal for us is massive. Throughout the season, I think what's gone under the radar is you hear about everyone's injuries. We're not comparing ourselves to other teams, but the manager's got a no excuse mentality. We've not used it as an excuse. People keep writing us off all throughout the year. We've just floated under the radar nicely, and we're so close to fourth position now, and we'll get the Man City tops on tomorrow night and see what happens.
Yeah, I guess you will be watching tomorrow night.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's normal. I think the fact that we're in that fourth position and we want to keep it, and hopefully it will be all done tomorrow.
But that's just it, because you could have done it tonight. That opportunity has gone, but you got yourself back in to put yourself in such a strong position.
Aye, but we've got a wee bit of PTSD from coming back level, so I think the balance of taking the point, I think we've had a lot of experiences here. When we get back to Olympiacos is still raw in our mind. We came back to 2-2, it was a little bit too hectic, and we lose 4-2, so we're learning as a group, growing as a group, and we'll definitely take the point against a top team.
Such a game as well for your final home game of the season. Just a message out there for all the fans that packed and made in all the noise.
Well, I just want to thank them, especially at the end there. You could feel the atmosphere, the buzz around the club, around the players, and yeah, the fans were amazing the whole season. And it's not by chance that we had such a good record at home. So yeah, well done to them.
You are so close. Well done to you tonight. So close. Enjoy it.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you.
That raw, you know, on that third goal, when and I've been there at times this season when they've had big results, and it's great to see a club like Aston Villa getting back to where their supporters feel they should be. And there's a lot of giant clubs in this country who, because of the way the game's gone, have not maybe won a trophy for 10, 15, 20 years, and they feel that the hope of actually getting back to what they were in the past. This is European Cup winners in the early 80s. Getting back to what they were in terms of challenging for trophies. And what he's done and what Aston Villa have done is give everybody hope. And those teams maybe just outside what we class now as the elite, maybe rightly or wrongly. You think of even Tottenham have gone a long time without a trophy. You think of sort of Everton, West Ham. That was brilliant about West Ham winning a trophy last season. And it's just great when you see a different team having these scenes and basically mixing it with the big boys next season if they do get over the line.
I thought it was great, Gary, what we heard, what John McGinn actually said, because I think we forget sometimes what it means to these players. A player like John McGinn, who's come from Hibs down to the Premier League, had to fight his way to this end of the Premier League.
Yeah. Do you know something? It's something that players talk about, that Champions League music. You know, you sort of got on a Champions League night, you're playing against one of the great teams like AC Milan or Juventus or Bayern Munich, whoever it may be. And Aston Villa's history is about those types of games. So the idea that this group of players, and some of which have never played in the Champions League before, it's absolutely fantastic, and we need more of it. We need more disruption to the sort of, if you like, top 4, top 5, whatever we think of it is. We need results like this. Newcastle did it last year, came into it. Aston Villa this year. Obviously, Leicester did it a few years ago. The more it happens, the better.
He has absolutely got them in the palm of his hands, though, hasn't he? Just wonder what could happen with another summer of recruitment. They've got 2 billionaire owners. Like everyone else, they've got to juggle the financial constraints of the Premier League.
That will help if they hit the Champions League.
Absolutely.
Massively.
Give them a bit more wriggle room. But it should have been over tonight for Liverpool, shouldn't it, at 3-1?